This is Duke University.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming and supporting all of us today. One of my favorite classes in Professor Kirk's capstone seminar this fall was all about Duke. We had been assigned readings on a variety of topics pertaining to our university's history, from Julian Abel to sexism in the classroom. While those topics already gave us plenty to talk about, the discussion soon turned to our own Duke experiences. We set out to identify and unpack many of the cliché phrases that attempt to define the undergraduate experience here. Thankfully, we didn't dwell on effortless perfection for longer than a few moments. I think we had all read enough poorly worded student op-eds about that particular phenomenon. Someone, and I can't remember who it was, mentioned that she was surprised by the competitive atmosphere she encountered in many of her classes and extracurricular activities. She said that, as a prospective student, Duke had been presented to her as a highly collegial environment rooted in a mutual love of sports and all things Duke. But, as is the case at any top institution of higher learning, our students have ambitious goals, and achieving those goals usually requires you to best some of your peers. My classmates' comments prompted me to think about my own experiences with competition at Duke, outside of attending weekly pub trivia nights, of course. I've been in classes where my grade has depended on how I stacked up against my peers, and participated in student organization elections against many other qualified candidates. But none of these could top the tension in the air at job recruitment sessions in the fall, as I'm sure many of you remember. I remember almost seeing the thought bubbles emerging from my peers' heads as they nodded politely, if not anxiously, at potential employers. Should I have spoken to more people during that networking event? Did I ask employee X enough questions about company Y? Then I thought about all the environments at Duke that weren't filled with so much anxiety. I realized that, without exception, all the courses I took in fulfillment of the ICS major made the list. ICS is a program built on making connections between students rather than ranking them against one another. In an ICS class, the student who raises her hand because she happens to know a lot about the Truth and Reconciliation Commission in South Africa is never thought to have shown up her classmates. Instead, it's likely that she's prompted several of her classmates to compare the cases they're most familiar with to the situation in South Africa that she brought up. Everyone grows, so everyone wins. Interdisciplinarity, one of the core tenets of the ICS major, does not only entail that an individual take a lot of classes from a lot of different departments. A truly interdisciplinary individual is always present. She opens her ears and heart to the academic and emotional intelligences of her peers. She seeks connections between her own experiences and those of the people around her. I can say with confidence that the people I've met through my ICS coursework embrace interdisciplinarity in its purest form. As ICS majors, we each depart Duke with very different collections of facts on a variety of global issues. Our bodies of knowledge are unique and, in many ways, highly specialized. But we also share a common passion for learning that, in my less than objective opinion, exceeds that of our peers in other departments. We chose ICS because we are curious about our world in more ways than one, in more ways than any single social science or humanities discipline could offer us. The answers to the questions we posed in our capstone projects and honors theses lay in the bridges we built between areas of knowledge. This is where I get a little sappy. I hope you will continue to build bridges in all your endeavors. I hope you ask the people around you for their knowledge so they can show you how to build better bridges. And make sure the bridges you build are wide enough so that all your classmates, coworkers, and friends can make the journey with you. Thank you.